somebody from the Republic goes to the Camino and he says, "I hear you do clone armies." Camino goes, "Yes, we do clone armies. What can we interest you in?" "Well, we've got this war starting this afternoon, so we're probably going to have to take something off the shelf." And I said, "We don't do it off the shelf. It's all bespoke. We clone them to your specifications." "Well, all right then. How long that need? Can you knock us up an army of 2 million in a couple of weeks or something? We can delay the war a bit. It's technically not started yet." "Oh, it takes 10 years to grow them." 10 years to grow them. But I've got a war starting in like 5 minutes. I'll tell you what. We've got an order here for a guy named Tyrannus. Well, actually,
no, it was for Cypher Diaz.
A guy named Tyrannus got us this bounty hunter who we cloned to create an army 10 years ago for a guy named Cypher Diaz. And we've been ringing him and leaving messages, but he's not getting back to us. Now, he's paid the deposit on these, but if he doesn't pick up like by 5 o'clock, close of play today, we're going to have to let them go. We can let you have them at cost. Oh, right.
So is this a TJ Hughes? The carpet's already cut, so you can have it out of the back scenario.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. But the Republic guy goes, "Well, I've got some pretty detailed specs I need for this war, you see." And the Emperor, the Supreme Chancellor with Emergency Powers, Palpatine, he wants something called an Order 66 inserted into the genetic programming. And Camino goes, "Well, it's funny you should say that. Cypher Diaz wanted a kill switch Order 66 inserted into his clones, and we've done it. And we've speedily grown them over 10 years, so we've got like 2 million ready to go today. If you give us till 5, I'll get on the blower, give Cypher Diaz one more chance to get in touch, and I'll tell him, look, 2 million clones are going to this other buy today if you haven't been in touch. But you can have them at cost because he's already paid the deposit." So the Republic guy goes, "Sound. They got uniforms and that, and guns, because we're just putting this war together today, and we haven't really got the armaments or the ships." "Oh yeah, we've got all that." I mean, it was he went for the deluxe platinum package. To be honest, we don't understand why he hasn't picked them up. Our deluxe customers usually timely. We don't know, but you can have the whole lot of cost. I mean, he's put a sizable deposit down on these clones, these uniforms, these armies. He's paid for the 10 years of food they've already eaten.
And to be honest, we're at a point now where we can't take any more orders because we've been growing these clones for 10 years and they're kind of taking up all the space on this planet.
The planet's
I mean,
full,
this is an ocean world anyway. So land mass is at a premium, and we got millions of these things.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, you can have them at cost because after 5 o'clock today, we've got to start paying for them ourselves.
we just got to start dropping them in the ocean, sacks full of them. I
don't know if you noticed, but this is an ocean planet, so like agriculture's in the toilet. So the food's running out tomorrow. We're going to have a crisis.
Tomorrow we're going to have to put them in sacks with some bricks in the bottom and chuck them overboard.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't get picked up by 5 today, there's going to be a crisis. Like that crisis that starved Naboo over the course of 2 days, 15 years ago, you might have heard of. So yeah, you can have them. They're yours. Just wire us the money and you can go and start your war whenever. And the Republic was made up because the war started that afternoon in Geonosis. In that stadium,
yeah,
and it was a shame. Yoda lamented the start of the Clone Wars, despite the fact he seemed to start it. I mean, up to that point when he dropped that army on the planet, wasn't that just a little incident where some Jedi got themselves into a sticky situation on a planet they technically shouldn't have been on anyway?
Yeah.
So can we not just close the embassy? We'll take our guys back, that sort of thing, and resolve it amicably.
But there's another thing about this Order 66 business because it seems to me that with Order 66 it's some kind of chip or psychic command or something. Somebody stood with a hypno coin and told them. It was
presumably genetic programming.
Yeah, but they turn around and they say, right, okay, clone. from now on, anyone says to you, execute Order 66, you're going to kill all the Jedi. But we don't want you to remember this, because one of you might be sympathetic and you might tell them, so shh, we're going to find a way that you don't know about this Order 66. So there must be some kind of hypnotism or something goes along with it, unless it's a chip, which in the cartoon it is. But, so then you get to the point where Order 66 is executed in the third film, and the clone troopers are stood there, and a hologram of Sidious comes on and says, execute Order 66. So the one who's listening to that hologram, presumably something triggers in his head, and he goes, Order 66, I remember that. I'd forgotten all about it. It's kill that guy over there. But none of the other troopers have listened to this.
Lads,
and all he does,
lads,
he just...
Order 66. What do you mean? It's Order 66. Yeah, but that's a voice in printed order. It's got to come from only one person can trigger it. Well, he's just been on the phone. He said Order 66.
And he didn't come through helmets so that he came through to all of us. He specifically told me to tell you.
He just rang one guy because he's on his hologram.
Yeah.
He just rang that one guy, and he was going to pass it on.
Yeah. But rather than pass it on, what he does is he just does this with his head. And they all seem to know.
Hang on a minute. Oh, was that the sign for Order 66? I don't know, what did he do? He went like that. But that does not mean right flank. I thought it was Order 66. What did he say in your basic training? I can't remember, it was 10 years ago, it was 1.
I don't know. The last time this came up, I killed a Jedi, and and it all went wrong, and all he wanted me to do was follow him to the pub.
So Order 66 is in. So the clones killed a Jedi, and the guy gets back on the phone to Sidious. Alright, we've done it. Killed that Jedi. What do you want us to do now? What do you mean? Well, these robots are still shooting at us. The war's over. Has anyone told them robots? we are bang in the middle of a battle here.